Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today in this video we are reading Chapter 7 of Hermitcraft Freedom. As you can tell from the title of this video, we're gonna get right into it. Of course, there are spoilers if you haven't read the other chapters in the books. The playlist is in the description if you do want to check out that. And of course, the next video, when it's up, will be available there too. But I would suggest reading these books in order, because these chapters in order, because otherwise they're not gonna make that much sense. But I mean, that's ultimately up to you. It can happen at any time. Let's get right into it. Kate stared down at the blank pages of her notebook. Her fingers rested on the quill, trying to find the words to put down. She didn't. Then she could wish a good night's sleep goodbye. Then again, it was way past midnight. Most, if not all, of her friends were asleep. At least Scott knows. She picked up the quill before putting it back down. She'd been hoping to run into Jem, so she could get in touch with him. To warn Stampy. You can't protect everyone, child, Gerald said darkly. Kate closed her eyes and sighed. How many more secrets did he know? How many goons did he have at his disposal? No wonder you get along with those YouTubers, Gerald chided. You're just like that. So what if I am? Kate hissed, picking up the quill again. I do more than think about myself, you know. It's never been about selfishness, Gerald stated. Right. You like to be in control, Kate muttered, scribbling a few words in the notebook. Haley had given her the book in the hopes that she might record any memories or things Gerald might say to her. At the moment, it seemed he was only taunting her. Control can be good, when done right, Gerald pressed. Like torturing people to get what you want, or turning them over to the enemy. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the greater good, Gerald replied. What greater good? Rhinestone brought Skiz back to torture him in front of his best friend. How is that good? Kate snapped. Possibilities are endless, but you wouldn't understand. Try me. You amuse me, Gerald chuckled. It's interesting what I can do, now that the doctor has opened doors for me. Doors to finish my mission. Your secret mission? Oh, please. Don't think I don't know about that. Lie to me, child. You know you can't. Kate sighed. See my memories? We have a strong connection. Stronger than any other subject. Of course we do. Don't sound so disappointed. You make it sound like a bad thing, Gerald mused. Just give me some space to think, Kate groaned. Now, why would I do that? I don't want a servant who second-guesses everything. You want someone to control, Kate growled. Big surprise there. I'm never letting you in. I'm not going to let you use me or anyone else to hurt my friends. So you think I share the same goal? Gerald pressed. That it's all about Stampy, isn't it? Kate frowned. Maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. Maybe not, Gerald said. But I do enjoy seeing you struggle to figure it out. Kate shook her head, scribbling something else in her notebook. Whether she was awake or asleep, Gerald wouldn't leave her alone. Yes, she'd been able to shield him at points, but it was never permanent. He would always be there when she let her guard down. When she thought she'd done it. I'm like your shadow, Gerald whispered into her mind. Not just yours either, but your friends too. Kate tensed. Leave them alone. Can't you say that they've been through enough? It's never enough. So you admit Scott was right about you, Kate pointed out. A flash of red filled her vision as she winced. Heat washed over her like a burning flame before it died away. He knows nothing. Why are you so angry? She raised an eyebrow. That's none of your business. We share our memories, our thoughts, and share our emotions. It's most certainly my business to know what you will plan to do to my friends. I'm only following orders. Whose orders? Kate pressed, sitting up straighter. But Gerald's thoughts had grown silent. She closed her eyes and exhaled, knowing full well he was going to torment her friends. If only there was something Kate could do to help. But no, she could never control where Gerald took her, or what he showed her. Everywhere she'd look would be another one of his victims, most of whom she didn't know. She wrote down the conversation she had in her notebook, omitting Gerald's mention of stabbing. There wasn't a clear link anyway. If Gerald wanted him, he would have been far more intensive in his efforts. Instead, it was almost like he was waiting for something. Or someone. Who? Why? Good ambiance, Maddie. She lowered the quill and rubbed her eyes. Kate knew she should get some sleep. But what was the point when Gerald was always there, waiting for her? She could only do with what little she'd learned from the hermits. It was never enough. Kate leaned back against the chair, looking up at the blank ceiling, glowing dimly in the moonlight. What else was she supposed to do? She let out a sigh and closed her notebook before pocketing it away. It wouldn't hurt to try to get some rest, even if it meant a few nightmares. The next morning, Kate climbed out of bed, rubbing the sleepers from her eyes. The sleepover room was quiet, all of the occupants having left to go training. Why hadn't they woken her? She looked over at the curtained window, sunlight pouring through. Mid-morning, almost noon. Kate shook her head. At least she had gotten some sleep after all. Wasn't that good? That depends on who you ask, Gerald whispered. There are better ways to torture you than in your dreams. Kate shook her head, brushing his thoughts away. Why did he always sound like he knew what he was doing? She moved toward the bedroom door. Maybe doing something would help quiet the murder in her head. I only do what I have to, Gerald insisted. Not all orders are easy. Yeah, right, Kate muttered, opening the door to find someone waiting for her. Luke. Morning. You slept well, Luke smirked. His arms were crossed as he leaned against the back wall. Jem told me to wait for you. Clearly needed it. Yeah, Kate closed the bedroom door. Is Mom awake? Luke frowned, looking over his shoulder. I haven't heard anything, but doesn't mean much. Want to see her before we go up? Can I? Kate met his gaze. The young man nodded. She slipped past him to close the bedroom door that housed... Excuse me. The sentence makes sense when I understand what I'm reading. The young man nodded. She slipped past him to the closed bedroom door that housed the adults. She carefully opened the door, peeking inside. The room was quiet, torchlight giving the room a warm glow. Dark curtains covered the window. 3 beds were still occupied. She blinked, adjusting to the light, as she realized not all the occupants were asleep. Morning, Kate. Julius flashed a smile. He was seated near to one of the beds, holding a book in his hands. Morning, Kate nodded, stepping into the room. Has Mom woken up? About an hour ago, Julius said calmly. I gave her something to eat, and she fell back asleep. How long will it take? Kate pressed. Julius shrugged. Soon, I'm guessing. Kate lowered her head. No nightmares? She's okay. Julius said. You did great. You did good. Sure, but I still can't get him out of my head, Kate admitted. Julius rose to his feet, putting the book on the chair. We'll figure this out. You know that. You've saved many lives already with your antidote. If people would take it, They will. We'll make them. Kate looked over to the bed next to Julius. One of the boys was sitting bolt upright in bed, while the second was mindlessly toying with his blanket. The younger of the two boys stared at her defiantly. Charlie. It would have been a good choice if he was stronger. Gerald sighed. Have you been up long? Kate asked. Not too long, the older boy, Henry, said. It's not fun being bedridden. Kate chuckled. Oh, don't I know it. She looked over at Julius. You think they'd be strong enough to train today? Wait, training's happening? Charlie perked up. Upstairs, Kate replied. Charlie's face practically glowed. Can we go? Charlie turned to Julius, his eyes round and pleading. Julius sighed. Mom said they might need 1 or 2 more days. Brian wanted them to be strong enough to return with him and the girls to school. But wouldn't they expect that? Henry raised an eyebrow, groaning as he sat up. If we find a way around the knoll, it won't be a problem, Julius told him simply. Impulse and beat-ups are working on that now. Hopefully we can figure that out soon, Kate sighed. I should go. I need to train, to do something that won't leave me alone with him. Julius smiled. Trust me, I know. It could be annoying, but nothing's stopping you from ignoring him. You can't ignore me, but I could give you sight. Power, Gerald prodded. Kate exhaled slowly. I've been trying, but he's up to something. I know that. He always is, Julius replied. Gerald can keep his secrets, but he does have his flaws. Kate smirked. Thanks. Anytime. Any way we could help? Charlie insisted. Kate shook her head. I don't know. I'll see you guys soon. I'll find you if your mom wakes up, Julius offered. I just want her to be okay, Kate said, softly before exiting into the hall. Ready? Julius raised an eyebrow. As I'll ever be, Kate replied, trying to hold her head up. Like, she wanted to feel confident. Right now, though, all she could feel was the uncertainty of what might come next. And that is the end of that chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and next week we'll be going on to chapter 8, which will be a little bit about Redstone, but some people like it, some people don't, you know. Redstone. Yeah. I don't try to go Redstone heavy. I just talk, but like, when you got like a lot of nerdy people over here, it's kind of hard not to be a little have a little fun with it, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.